Hey folks, it's Auction Andy. Today's video is called How to Get Top Dollar Prices on eBay. Give yourself a raise without listing any more items. So to start off here, let's look at my last month's sales report. In September, my average sales price per item was $68.31. That was up over 50% from the previous time period. In the last 31 days, my average sales price went down 20%, but it was still $53.73 an item, which is very good. This and then this year, it's about $47.47. The previous year, I think it was a little higher. But as you can see, my average sales price is well above, well, I would say well above average, because I don't compete on price. I try to price my items at the very top end of the pricing range. If I'm not feeling embarrassed that I'm charging too much, I feel like I need to raise the price higher, and that's how I'm getting these totals. And sometimes, in this case, the person paid me my asking price. If we look at that one, let's go back. Hold on just a second. Go to the original listing. Yeah, this was I wasn't running any sales, and this person gave me the full $349.95 asking price. I had actually sent out an offer for this at $150. I'd have been more than happy to get $150 for it. I got into this item for probably like $9 or $10. I find blazers, suits, and sport coats at Goodwill and St. Vincent de Paul generally for between $8 and $15. So yeah, I try to sell them for bare minimum 50, but when I'm sending offers out, I'm sending them out quite a bit higher. If somebody offered me 50 on it, I would have probably took it. But that's an example of somebody paying me exactly what I was asking for it. This Burberry tuxedo suit, somebody sent me an offer for $220. I had it listed at, well, I listed it at $399.95, and then I did a sale, took it down to $299.96, and somebody offered me $220 for it, which you can see here. $220 was the subtotal. So I did really good on that. Still waiting on this to come back. There we go. This Paul Stewart blazer sold over the weekend. I had it listed for $299.95, which is in the top, at the top of the range, and it was marked down to $224.96, and somebody sent me an offer for $150. So I took the offer. I paid like $8 or $9 for this. I don't have to get top dollar for it. I'm kind of churn and burn. I'm looking for looking for a good return, but quickly. So that I have money to pay my bills. So if we look at Paul Stewart blazer, which was my main keyword, There were 611. There's 611 active listings. And then if we go to pre-owned, because it was pre-owned, and then look at the sold listings, you know, they're all over the place. I guarantee you somebody saw this, bought those 5 coats, and then put them back on eBay, you know, for a lot more than whatever 75 divided by 5 is. You know, this person kind of gave their stuff away. You can see mine. I don't know why it's not showing that it sold for 150, but there's one that looks just like mine that sold for, is it this one? Let's look at this one. Yeah, this is pretty much the same coat. You know, very similar coat. There's actually another one that, this is the one that, this is pretty much the exact same coat that I sold, and some, you know, they took 44. They could have took less for it, but you'll hear people say all the time, all the prices are all over the place on this. Just because it's selling at a lower price, that doesn't mean that you should try and sell it at a lower price to sell it quicker. Price your stuff at the top of the price range for what you're selling. And if you're not doing that and you raise your prices to the top, it's going to be just like giving yourself a raise, because you're going to sell your stuff for higher prices. You know, like this guy sold this for 45. Somebody offered me 150 for almost the exact same blazer. So you know, you don't want to give your stuff away. Price your stuff at the top of the range for, you know, for what it is. Let's go back to my back up here. Same this Tom James suit. I think I sent an offer for 150 and they accepted it. I think I sent an offer on this one. This one was a sale item. I marked it down and it sold at the sale price. And you can see I sell a lot of suits. Here's where I sent an offer for 150, or somebody sent me an offer for 150 and I accepted it, and they canceled it, and I wound up selling it up here for 350. That happens too. This Prince tennis racket, I actually paid $45 for this, but I had sold this item in the past. So I knew I could pay, I knew I could pay up on it and still make money. The person actually sent me an offer a few days after I listed it for 125. Which you can see it sold for 125 there. So I didn't make a huge ton of money on it, but I made decent money on that. So you want to be pricing your stuff higher, not lower. You just kind of give it away if otherwise. And you can see, I'm selling a lot of stuff at super high prices. I found 2 of these 550 relaxed fit jeans at a Plato's Closet, paid $15 a piece for them, still had the tags. One I sold for $82.46, and the other one's up here. Or is this the Comfort Fit? Yeah, these are Comfort Fit. I sold them for $125. I paid $15 for that. Say the 550s, I think I paid the same. Or no, these are the. I'm sorry, those are 560s. Well, I did 90 for those, and they're. I'm losing my place here. Oh, there's the other one. I paid 15 for those two. Those are all Plato's Closet finds. Um, One of my favorite places to source Plato's Closet because they don't. The employees don't know the difference between vintage stuff and non-vintage stuff, and they've generally got one price point for each item. So if somebody donates a vintage Ralph Lauren polo shirt that's worth $100, they're going to sell it for 10, and there's just huge margins there. This Burberry shirt, I think I paid $5 for it, and I can't remember what I listed it for. I think I listed it for $124.95. The sales price was $93.71, and somebody offered me $80, and I took it. So I just want to kind of emphasize, when you price your items, price them absolutely as high as you can, within reason, based on what things are selling for. And your average, it's going to be like giving yourself a raise. Your average sales price is going to go up after you do this. If you're not running sales, you should also be running sales. That's part of my strategy. And if you're not accepting offers, you should be accepting offers too. Something you hear all the time is, I don't accept offers because people lowball me. Well, if you're competing on price and you're not priced at the top range for the item that you're selling, people are going to lowball you because they know what things are worth, and they're going to say, oh, if that's worth 150 and he's got it listed for 75, maybe I can get it for 50, maybe I can get it for 25. So they'll lowball you. But if you've got yourself priced at the top of the market, and you're creating good quality listings with good pictures and good titles, people will send you offers that are higher, because they know that you know what the value is, because they know. But if you've got it priced low, they're going to try and lowball you and try and get less money. So I'm making this video because I'm in the process of creating a coaching program. Try and help people that are having problems with sales, people that are having problems with traffic. My sales are pretty steady month to month. Let me go to my overview. I'm selling about $3,000 a month gross sales average, and I'm not killing it. I'm not killing myself. I'm probably working 25 to 30 hours a week tops, and that's including the time that I spend out in the field sourcing. But because I'm listing my items higher at higher prices, and they're selling at higher prices, I don't need to have as many things listed, and I don't have to have as many sales. I think I have 222 listings right now. You'll hear all the time that the more you have to have more things listed to sell more. You just have to have the right things listed. This stays pretty steady. I'm generally in the 200 to 250 listing range, and I'm generally selling about 180 to 200 items every 90 days. So everything stays pretty consistent, and leave me a comment if you're interested in learning more about how I run my business. As I said, I'm working on a coaching program, or possibly a course. Could be a membership site where you can kind of follow me, pick my brain. Leave me a comment if you're interested in that. Um, I'm gonna call. I think I'm gonna call this a wrap. Um, Make sure you're pricing your stuff at the upper range of pricing. Make sure you're accepting offers, and make sure you're running sales from time to time. I usually start a sale on Monday and end it at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time the following Sunday. And when you're running a sale, your stuff will get more. You'll get more views. You'll get more offers. Um, so that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for listening. Hope you stayed till the end, and leave me a comment if you're interested in coaching, or uh, possibly looking into a course. I would love to teach what I know. So thanks, and have a good day.